Samriddhi Kesi, and these are the headlines of the hour. Government backs off from the land ordinance. 5 ordinances to be tabled in Parliament session tomorrow. Nepali Congress and CPN-UML request their members for mandatory presence. Government unaware about number of vehicles currently registered. Permission granted to provinces to print license from the coming fiscal year. Focus on management of ride-sharing applications. Ukraine Prime Minister states the country is determined to firmly cooperate as Trump halts Ukraine aid. European leaders rally behind Ukraine. And parapet construction of international standards begin at TU cricket ground. Kantipur company claims to construct parapet with capacity of 10,000 seats. Welcome back. Government has decided not to present all 6 ordinances for deliberation at the start of parliamentary session. Only 5 will be advanced as government failed to convince Janata Samajwadi Party Nepal to pass the land ordinance as of now. Initially removed from the agenda on 6th of February, ordinances are now set for deliberation in tomorrow's meeting.
After ruling coalition partner JSP Nepal refused to support the land-related ordinance, government decided to advance only 5 of the 6 ordinances in the parliament. Land ordinance will not be submitted as of now as it cannot pass the National Assembly without JSP Nepal's support.
सभाको त्यही अडानलाई हामीले चाहिँ सरकारले अहिले अनुमोदन गरेको छ। राष्ट्रिय सभामा बहुमतको कारणबाट पनि हामीले पछाडी हट्नुपर्ने स्थिति आयो। अब राजनीतिमा
JSP Nepal has agreed to pass the rest of 5 ordinances. However, it opposes the ordinance, alleging it serves business tycoons' interests. JSP Nepal argues that forest and public lands can be manipulated by the land mafias once this ordinance gets passed. It further argues that Churi region will get wiped out along with effects in the livelihood of Madhesh.
वन जंगल कटान गर्ने एउटा कुत्सित मनसाइले ल्याइएको हो। भूमि सम्बन्धी अध्यादेश भूमाफिया जग्गा दलालहरूको पक्षपोषण गर्ने ल्याइएको हो। त्यस्ता आफ्ना कार्यकर्तालाई जग्गा बाँड्ने प्रपञ्च हो।
There is a provision to allocate public lands including river and canal banks to poor, Dalits, squatters and unorganized residents based on the local level's decision. Citing this, there is dispute over the ordinance claiming possible manipulation with the public lands. Government claims that this ordinance, which has been suspended for now, will be presented following the consensus among ruling coalition.
कहिले पेश गर्ने कहिले छलफल चलाउने सरकारले निर्धारण गर्ने हो। त्यसकारण चाहिँ सरकारले प्रक्रिया पुर्याएर व्यवस्थित गरेर सबै अध्यादेशहरूलाई पेश गर्ने काम गर्छ। अब कुनै भोलि होला कुनै पर्सि होला 2 दिनपछि होला 3 दिनपछि होला त्यो एउटा पाटो होला हैन त्यो प्रक्रिया पुर्याएर जान्छ र सरकार ल्याएका अध्यादेशहरुमा राखिएका विषयहरु कानुनको रूपमा परिणत भएर आउने विधि सरकारले देखेको छ।
Government's decision to hold back the land ordinance has temporarily ended disputes among ruling coalition. However, its future remains uncertain.
After the government's decision of skipping the land ordinance, the remaining 5 ordinances are to be presented at the meeting of House of Representatives for approval tomorrow. With this decision, the ruling parties have requested for the mandatory presence of their party members in the session. The meeting held today has decided to table public service delivery, privatization, investment increment, financial procedures and cooperatives-related ordinances for discussion in tomorrow's session, while the land ordinances has been exempted from the list. All of these ordinances were presented in the Parliament on its first day in both houses. The decision was delayed after Janata Samajwadi Party Nepal, who held a decisive role back from its support to the ordinance. The meeting is scheduled at 1 p.m. tomorrow. The ruling parties CPN-UML and Nepali Congress have requested their members for the mandatory presence in tomorrow's session. There are 88 lawmakers of Nepali Congress and 78 of the CPN-UML in the House of Representatives. The printing of driving licenses will take place in all provinces from the upcoming fiscal year. The meeting of all the 3 tiers held at Ministry of Physical Infrastructures and Transport today has decided to make the payment system electronic and ease the system of printing licenses to facilitate an easy service delivery. Ministry of Transport will print 2 million licenses currently pending, while the provinces will commence the printing process from upcoming fiscal year. The provincial officers shall have to work on the format as prescribed by the ministry to ensure uniformity in the work.
कदेदेखि चाहिँ अब कम्प्लिटली प्रदेशले यो ड्राइभिङ लाइसेन्सको जिम्मा लिउँ भन्ने ढङ्गले बुझेर मन्त्रीजीहरू सचिवजीहरू जानु हुनेछ भन्ने मैले विश्वास गरेको छु।
The meeting of the transport ministers of all the 7 provinces have decided to establish a ride-sharing system and coordinate inter-provincial policies in an integrated manner. In line with the federal government's policy, the provincial government will implement a uniform approach. Additionally, the decision has been made to introduce an electronic payment system for all provinces by the end of this year.
सवारी साधनहरूको दर्ता र नामसारी गर्दा अनिवार्य रूपमा इन्भोइस नम्बर प्लेट जडान गर्ने व्यवस्थाका लागि प्रदेश सरकारबाट मातहतका कार्यालयहरूलाई आवश्यक निर्देशन दिने र विभागले आवश्यक जनशक्ति लगायतका प्राविधिक पक्षको व्यवस्थापन गर्ने।
The meeting has also decided to provide access of Department of Transport Management to all the provincial transport ministries. Decisions were made in contact to GPS in government vehicles and to install 3,000 embossed number plates per month in the vehicles. The implementation of this decision is, however, a challenge. The provincial ministers still accuse the central government of not allocating them the power. The latest decisions of the concerned committee meeting have not yet been implemented. The 11-point manifesto issued at Dhulikhel in Nepalese year of 2080 included commitments to form a provincial authority and regulate fares, but these decisions remain unexecuted. Likewise, the online payment system has not been effectively implemented despite prior decisions. Additionally, the registration of 1.2 million drivers in biometric system has been delayed. Issues such as number plate regulation, public transport management and ride-sharing policies have also seen little progress. Given the past track records, there is uncertainty about the execution of previous committee decisions. And in our Public Voice segment today, we have asked in several provinces what measures should be taken to prevent obstacles in development and construction works. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
सरकारले चाहिँ अब यो घर भत्काइदिउँ यसले मलाई भोट हाल्दैन भनेर चाहिँ यसरी बचाउन लान्छ। अब देशको विकास त कहिले हुने हो थाहा छैन हैन। अब विकास गर्नका लागि तपाईले पनि कम्प्रोमाइज गर्नुपर्छ, हामीले पनि यो काम गर्नै पर्छ। आज नगरे भोलि हुन्छ भनेर गर्यो भने चाहिँ विकास हुन्छ।
भुक्तानी प्रणालीमा सुधार गर्नुपर्ने अनि ठेका लागू हुनुभन्दा पहिले स्रोत साधनहरूको र रकमको सुनिश्चितता हुनुपर्छ।
कुनै पनि कार्यक्रमलाई बजेट हाल्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो ठाउँको चाहिँ EIA हरू लगायतका अन्य कुराहरू चाहिँ समयमै सकेर ठेका लगायो भने चाहिँ उपयुक्त हुन्छ।
यो ठाउँमा यस्तो विकास हुन पर्यो, यस्तो गर्न पर्यो तपाईहरुले भनेर सरकारले पनि उलाई घचघच्याउन पर्यो।
सरकारी पक्ष, निजी क्षेत्र र हाम्रो सार्वजनिक यो क्षेत्र भनेर हाम्रो जनतासँग प्रत्यक्ष समन्वय गरेर तीनटै क्षेत्रलाई सँगसँगै अगाडि लानुपर्छ।
बजेट आएर पनि बाटो नबनेको खण्डमा यहाँको ठेकेदारलाई चाहिँ यहाँको हो चाहे जासुककै होस् ठेकेदारलाई चाहिँ कडा भन्दा कडा कारबाही गर्नु पर्यो।
निर्माण व्यवसायले काम गर्न नसक्ने त्यो विकास निर्माणको अवरोध नै हो। त्यसैले बजेटको पनि म्याक्सिमम धेरै भन्दा धेरै ख्याल गर्नुपर्ने सरकारले गर्नुपर्छ।
बजेट तुरुन्त पाउने भयो भनेपछि ठेक्का चाहिँ सहज हुन्थ्यो, विकास निर्माणका कामहरू छिटो हुन्थ्यो।
सबै पक्ष एकजुट भएर अगाडि बढ्न सक्यो भने विकास निर्माण कार्यलाई सफल गराउन सकिन्छ।
ठेका खुल्छ, हजुर बजेट 1 करोड आउँछ, ठेका आउँछ 14 करोडको। अब म्याथ हुँदैन, काम गर्नु पर्यो। अब बजेट अभाव नभएपछि ठेकेदारले छोडेर हिँड्न पर्ने हुन्छ। अनि भोलि 2 महिना बाँकी हुँदाखेरि बजेट आउला अनि ठेकेदारले काम कसरी गर्ने त?
Welcome back. 85-year-old Narayanman Bijukshe has been unanimously re-elected as the president of Nepal Mazdoor Kisan Party at its 8th convention. 29-member working committee and 4 alternative members were unanimously elected under his leadership. Prem Suwal was re-elected as secretary and Mohan Prasad Prajapati as treasurer. Bijukshe stated that he took the leadership again to focus on party expansion and youth training. He has been elected chair for 51 years straight since party's establishment. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before today's question, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you what's your take on government not informing the parliament about Nepal falling in the grey list despite the lapse of 2 weeks. 40% voted for option A, ignoring the parliament, 36% voted for option B, fear of criticism, and 24% voted for option C, lack of seriousness. Here's today's question. What do you think of the re-election of Narayanman Bijukshe as the president of Nepal Mazdoor Kisan Party after having led it since 5 decades? Option A, no alternative. Option B, sole authority. And option C, preference of the party. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time for international update. Ukraine's Prime Minister has said that the country is firmly determined to continue cooperating with Washington after the U.S. pauses military aid. Denis Schemmel says Kyiv is ready to sign a deal that would give U.S. access to Ukraine's deposit of rare earth minerals. Meanwhile, European Union chief Ursula von der Leyen says Europe is in the era of rearmament and is ready to step up on defense.
Momentous and dangerous of times. I do not need to describe the grave nature of the threats that we face.
To Ukraine. Can you just explain what that means in reality?
As Ukraine reels from the news, Russia praises Donald Trump's decision, saying it could really push the Kyiv regime to a peace process. The U.S. is by far the single biggest source of military aid to Ukraine. For Ukraine, this decision amounts to the blocking of a major artery, keeping it alive. Ukraine correspondent James Waterhouse reports U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance said that the door was open for Ukraine to return to negotiations if Zelensky was willing to seriously talk peace.
Sports news.
The construction work for the parapets of international standards have begun at Tribhuvan International Cricket Ground. The construction of the parapet is being carried out by the BKOIK-CDC JV with plans to complete the project within 2 months. Although the formal groundbreaking ceremony has not yet taken place, the construction work has started from today. Currently, the parapet being built will have a capacity of 10,000 spectators and will be without a roof.
त्यसमा दुईटा थियो, एउटा लाइटको, एउटा चाहिँ प्यारापेटको, हाम्रो चाहिँ जिम्मा प्यारापेट लिएको हो हामीले. 10,000 क्षमताको हो यो. हजुरको एउटा यतापट्टि इस्ट साइड र यो वेस्ट साइडमा चाहिँ हामीले प्यारापेट बनाउँछौं. 10,000 हो अहिले. यसको फिक्स टाइम छ. यसको फिक्स टाइम के छ भन्दाखेरि डेडलाइन चाहिँ 2082-124 Indian time ni त्यही हो हजुरको.
The deadline of the construction is fixed for 3rd of May. To meet the deadline, the construction company has stated that they will work in 3 shifts, 24 hours a day. Under the Ministry of Urban Development, the Federal Secretariat's Construction and Management Office approved a budget of 430.77 million rupees of tender for the construction of the parapet on February 13th, and in accordance with this, the company has begun the construction work. That is all for the moment. Up next is news in Nepali. Thank you for watching. Good night.